Start.
Welcome to the Professional and Vocational Licensing Virtual Board Meeting. When the meeting begins momentarily, the chair will take a roll call, explain any specific rules for this particular board, and then move to public comment. The name of the board member will appear on the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. For instance, this is board member Y, and this is board member E. Public testimony will be accepted at the beginning of the meeting and before each agenda item. You can indicate that you are ready to testify by clicking on the Raise Hand button being circled by the mouse on your screen now. At the appropriate time, the board will recognize you to speak and ask you to unmute your mic as shown here. Again, public testimony will be accepted at the beginning of the meeting and before each agenda item. Public attendees will not be able to unmute their microphone until recognized by the board. Public attendees who are recognized to testify will be asked to identify themselves by name and their affiliated organization if applicable. Please mute your microphone when you are finished speaking as a courtesy to others and members of the board. Public attendees will not be able to unmute themselves after the testimony is completed unless recognized again after raising their hand. At some point during the meeting, the board may choose to move into executive session. When the board moves into executive session, the board members' microphones and video feeds will be turned off, and a similar screen as you see now will be displayed. When the board returns from executive session, their microphones will be turned on as well as their video cameras. Welcome again to the Professional and Vocational Licensing Virtual Board Meeting. At this time, the chair will call the meeting to order and take a roll call, as well as explain any additional rules that may be specific to this board.
Okay, some specific rules: internet access. To view the meeting and provide live oral testimony, please use the link at the top of the agenda. You will be asked to enter your name. The board requests that you enter your full name, but you may use a pseudonym or other identifier if you wish to remain anonymous. You will also be asked for an email address, and you may fill in this field with any entry in an email format. For example, your name at gmail.com. Your microphone will be automatically muted. When the chairperson asks for public testimony, you may click on the raise hand button found on your Zoom screen to indicate that you wish to testify about that agenda item. The chairperson will individually enable each testifier to unmute their microphone. When recognized by the chairperson, please unmute your microphone before speaking and mute your microphone after you finish speaking. For phone access, if you cannot get internet access, you may get audio-only access by calling the Zoom phone number listed at the top of the agenda. Upon dialing the number, you will be prompted to enter the meeting ID, which is also listed at the top of the agenda. For entering the meeting ID, you will be asked to either enter your panelist number or wait to be admitted into the meeting. You will not have a panelist number, so please wait until you are admitted into the meeting. When the chairperson asks for public testimony, you may indicate you want to testify by entering star, then 9 on your phone's keypad. After entering star and 9, a voice prompt will let you know that the host of the meeting has been identified. When recognized by the chairperson, you may unmute yourself by pressing star and 6 on your phone. Voice prompt will let you know that you are unmuted. Once you are finished speaking, please enter star 6 to mute yourself. For both internet and phone access when testifying, you'll be asked to identify yourself and the organization that you represent. Each testifier will be limited to 5 minutes of testimony. The connection to the meeting is lost for more than 30 minutes. The meeting will be continued on a specified date and time. And information will be provided on the board's website at the link listed on the agenda. Instructions to attend the State of Hawaii virtual board meetings can be found at this time. I'll call the meeting to order, 8:35. I'll take a roll call. Alex Smith. Here. B. Here. 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 Robert Kawahara. Here. 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 Sorry, Wendell. Lee. Okay. Agenda item number 2. Chair's report. Is there any public testimony at this time?
There's no one who's to provide oral testimony.
Okay, on my report, there's an update for the peer review compliance committee as a report from NASBA. Just wanted to bring it up. You guys might have all received it, but in the announcement, they just mentioned that there could be court action as a result of peer review. There's a new system of quality controls. So that's peer review update peer review standards update number 2. And some of the changes I think would possibly affect our rules. Maybe later on. Or maybe even review the rules to see if we have to change anything. But since NASBA released this announcement, just wanted to let the board we'll have to revisit some of these items. They did give examples, such as the definition of a system review might change. Experience requirements for a test service. The quality control standards might not change, but we intend in the rules. So forth. So they're just changing some of the definitions that might be consistent. So they're asking the boards to revisit some of that. The effective date is not for peer reviews ending after December 31st, 2025. So but just be aware. So that's all I have for you to report to. Be aware of that, and I'll be taking a look at that. John, you and I can take a look at that since it affects the reviews. Okay, agenda item number 3. Approval of the minutes for July 26, 2024, September 27, 2024, and November 15, 2024. Before we get into this agenda item, is there any public testimony?
Thank you, Chair. There is no one wishing to provide oral testimony.
Anyone who want to enter into executive session related to this matter? That's fine. Are there any corrections, changes, revisions to any of the minutes or those 3? Okay, none. If none, then can I have a motion to approve the minutes for July 26, September 27, and November 15, 2024?
I know someone.
Sorry.
Sorry, I wasn't in attendance in my meeting.
Oh, okay, okay. I guess can I have a motion to approve the July 2024 meeting with Chris? So we'll do that motion first.
Can I make a motion to move into executive session to discuss the minutes?
Okay. Motion been made to move into executive session. Can I have a second? Vote. Wendell Lee. Adam Smith.
Yes.
Eric Ishmael, yes. Robert Pahara.
Yes.
Yes. Let's move into executive session. Okay, we're back in regular session, so again, we'll approve the July 26, 2024 minutes with Christie recusing because he was not here. So can I have a motion to approve the minutes of the July 26, 2024?
This is John, so moved.
Wendell, second.
Okay, I'll take a vote. Wendell Lee,
Aye.
Alex Smith.
Yes.
John Arbos.
Yes.
Karen Miyashiro, yes. Robert Karahara.
Yes.
Scott Johnson.
Yes.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve the September 27 and November 15, 2024 minutes?
This is John, so moved.
Wendell, second.
Take a vote. Wendell Lee,
Aye.
Alex Smith. Yes. Chris Lee,
Yes.
John Arbos.
Yes.
Karen Miyashiro, yes. Robert Karahara.
Yes.
Scott Johnson.
Yes.
Motion carried. Okay, agenda item number 4, executive officers report. The public.
We did the November one?
Yeah, we did it in the second week. Executive officers report.
Sure. Having one machine provide oral testimony.
Mine is short. Basically, it's just those who are serving only the first term and wants to continue the second term, they still have to go to the website and fill out the form because the governor has to still make the nomination for the second term. For those who have second terms, you may have to wait for at least a year before they can apply again, basically. So it's not an automatic thing because the governor still has to normally it's 4 years. It's 4 years, so for you would be 2020. Because you were last
I need to have basic somebody and.
Do you?
we have two.
Alex. And.
I think I renewed, yeah.
Oh, again, that normally probably sometimes next month, the governor wants to list on who they have, and that's when they will give us a name. So right now I don't know who they actually officially have. We did, they will eventually have it, give it to us, and sometimes in March, April or May, we will have to go and yes, but if it's new, it's us who go, but normally if it's continuation, the director of DCCA will say.
Agenda item number 5, correspondence, is clarification on prohibition of. Public testimony.
We do not have anyone wishing to provide oral testimony.
So we got a request into the board. See, clarification, the prohibition of contingent fees for services. More specifically, services related to unclaimed property held by the state of Hawaii. And basically this inquiry is from a firm that is gonna provide those services and I guess this avoids the statutory requirement practice in providing asset recovery services and can be charged to a client at 30% of the value. But on the CPA rules, specifically 16-71-61, does put a prohibition on contingent fees. And in the FAQs on Board of Accountancy does say that there's a question, licensee being employed with a permit to practice in public account, offer or perform professional services for free, which are contingent upon the findings or results of those services. That's right to know. However, there is exceptions related to involving federal, state, or other taxes in which findings are authorities. And professional services, which fees are fixed by the courts and other public authorities. So, I guess in our rules, it doesn't clarify. But it will reference specifically into this. So they're asking for a clarification. So if there any discussion on this?
When I was in public accounting, this came up all the time in Price Waterhouse. Because other states could do it, we couldn't do it, and we would always go to our division office. Read the statutes, then we do this, and all. The answer always came back to me. Yeah, no matter what, it was for like, we were trying to do it for real property tax assessments. Lower real property tax assessment, and to the extent that you get a decrement in the real property tax assessments, anybody couldn't do it. R&D credits, to the extent that we were able to find savings and R&D credits, bring money back to the client. We didn't, we had to answer was, we always had to go to a fee-based type of arrangement, and you know, you get creative in what those rates are and what it is, but my recollection, all the years I practiced, was you just can't take any percentage fee. I don't know, that's my understanding of it.
I mean, that's what the rule was quoted. Shall not offer or perform professional services for the 3 years of contingent upon findings will be summarized. And I know that the inquiry was also worded such that they're not doing it with attest clients of the firm. And they're doing it with clients that, let's say, they do not provide attest services. And I guess they're that was the split in the sense that they won't do it for attest clients, but we're not attest. So there's that clarification. But as far as the way I read the books or CPA, I think it is a blanket rule for all services.
There wasn't much wiggle room.
And, you know,
Unpaid property, really simple. There's a website, you go to unpaid property, the number's there. You literally call the client, you call that person up and go, I found you have unpaid property, and then you're gonna charge you 30%. Yeah, but that's what it boils down to.
yeah, I guess, leading toward that, it's pretty clear that you cannot do it. CPA, afraid if you say yes to this, or they're not gonna open up that can't think about right now.
I think even if you wanted to allow it, the law doesn't allow it. So it would have to be a change in the law, right? You could interpret it differently and say, we're going to allow it. We're just saying, this is what it says. You know, like you talk to just go put a bill in or something like that, right? Okay.
I'm not familiar. Are lawyers similar? They no contingent fee, you know?
No, they charge contingency. All right.
We're famous for that.
I remember from Vegas, my car accident, it was very contingent on certain, you know.
Yeah, I mean, part of that, I think, is a function of making sure there's representation, right? So the fact that if you cannot pay for an attorney yourself upfront, right, at least there's an option that somebody will do it for you
Advance
on
a
a
lot of
contingent
costs.
basis.
Yeah. But under our.
We trust lawyers over CPAs then.
Yeah, no, but I think it's, so we trust CPA that we have this rule in place.
Correct.
It doesn't impair our judgment and, you know, make us a shop to go out looking for these opportunities.
Yeah.
We provide professional services, right? That's why we're not as wealthy as lawyers, but you know, it is what it is, right?
Yep.
Well, I mean, like I said, I think the rules are pretty clear.
Yeah.
It's maybe subject to interpretation, but from what I see and from what it says, it's, the FAQs is correct.
Folks normally do your. Some boards will just say in the minutes, generally, in this circumstance, we don't believe that you can do X or you can do X. Other times, there's a letter generated, said this is the informal, not binding opinion. And so, your sort of practice.
Also, say what's the word in the consensus. Action.
I think everybody's in it. Okay, we'll just have Hector respond to the response and saying that the board kind of is consistent with what's out there as far as the rules and the big views.
This is a point, I'm not sure why we wanted to say anything about independence. Because you don't need to be independence represent for the IRS or for any of independence. Kind of, I'm not even sure why he asked that. Like I was trying to, how is that related to his question? He put that specifically in there. If it's limited to services where independence is required. I'm not even sure his question that's in that sense, but I would agree with Gary, it's probably universally. I just wanted to point that out in case he says, well, he wants to go down the road of trying to define it by independence.
Yeah,
We're not gonna be able to put that in context.
that's why I didn't get the way he worded it either. Like, it made it sound like he does this for tax clients. I'm like, that's clear that you can't do that from.
Yeah.
Independence is a non-factor.
Right. Moving on to agenda item number 6, applications. Any public testimony for this section, agenda item number 6?
Thank you, sir. You go ahead, everyone, was private testimony.
Can I have a motion to move into executive session to discuss the candidates? Section?
John, so moved.
Mr. Alex, I'll second.
Smith? Yes. Christine? Yes. John Harmon? Yes. Ruby Sure, yes. Robert Colorado?
Yes.
Doug Johnson? Yes. Position. Are we back? Okay. So we're back on agenda item number 6, applications. 6A for ratification of CPA permits to practice. We have the following list on the agenda. 6B, approval of firm and trade names. We have 6 applicants. And for CPA applications, we have 14 applications. And D, we have a CPA sponsored agreement for 1 applicant. Can I have a motion to approve these items for 6A, B, C, and
This is John, I'll move.
Wendell, a second.
D? Moved and seconded for approval. I'll take a vote. Wendell Lee,
Aye.
Alex Smith. Yes. Chris Lee,
Yes.
John Arbos.
Yes.
Gary Miyashiro, yes. Robert Kawahara.
Yes.
Zach Johnson.
Yes.
Okay, motion carried. All right, agenda item number 7. Any public testimony? We have for this agenda item for permitted interaction group reports to the board.
Thank you, Chair. We do not have anyone wishing to provide oral testimony.
So the permitted interaction group, the big related to the evaluation of the significance and reducing educational requirements for licensure of the 150 semester hours to 120 semester hours for CPA applicants. The professional organizations, HSCPA and the Hawaii Association of Public Accountants were talked to. And they will be sponsoring a bill in this lead season to reduce the 150 to 120. And the experience requirements would be 2 years accounting experience plus 1 year of specific CPA firm experience. So the way the group discussed with these organizations is being submitted with 120 plus 2 plus 1, basically. So I guess plus 3. There's got to be 1 year of experience with a CPA firm. So that went in that way, or it's going to be submitted that way. So that is the discussion with the pig. But more significantly,
It's an alternate though, right? You could still get the 150 and not have to get the extra 1 year, right? So because that's what Marilyn was saying at our conferences, she spoke. We're proposing an alternate route as well, right? Yeah, so we're not changing it, we're just giving it an option.
An option.
Correct. Okay.
That is correct. That's for, I don't know if you guys heard, Ohio passed the first. Moving free credits, that we were in 2026. Master's degree or bachelor's. Master's 1 year experience, bachelor's 2 years.
So, that bill's going through, obviously it's going to be introduced, not. So I think the objective of our pig is done. And we'll see what happens during this legislative. So, you guys are interested, look out for it or track it or whatever. I don't even know the bill number, but, it's going to be submitted.
Just out of curiosity, so when it goes through the legislatures, as the board in favor or not, or is it already done?
Yeah, they may.
That would have to be a board and agenda item, or Hector can already just respond when they request. I'm just out of curiosity, just not to slow it down, because we meet every other month during the ledge or whatever that happens.
What will happen is, once we're given the bill number, the exact work purpose, then of course, March 14th is our next. I'll make sure that it will be added in there once I have them.
Well, I guess my question is, do you have to bring it up to the board, or can you just say responding that the board is in favor or is in favor?
Since I know basically what the board stands for us now, but if it's brought up after the next meeting, of course, I'll make sure that it's listed in the agenda so that we input. And if anything, if it comes in, if we're called to go and testify before next meeting, I'll check with the person. I'll let John know. But it will be in the agenda.
To make it clear, because my understanding is the board reported on the PIC at the last meeting, right?
Right.
So the action that the board is taking today is basically that the board supports the position of the bill that's gonna be introduced. Or, I mean, what is the action the board is taking? Because you wouldn't want, you'd want to be clear what action you're taking today. So that no one feels like you actually took the action last time, because you didn't.
Oh,
I think we should, so it states specifically again what the requirements as far as education, experience, and then have the board. Because it's exactly what you said last time, but we couldn't do action because the public had to. And if they had any input, they would be here or.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're
They
just,
can go
today,
on.
you're just deliberating to whatever extent you need to, but you're probably announcing what your action is in some form.
yeah, so as the interaction is, you're reporting to the board that there is a bill going through for 120 credits plus 2 years plus 1 year of experience under a CPA firm. So, as a board, is there anybody that is against that, I guess, or do we all support it?
I'm supporting. I just had a point of clarification. Are they saying 120 or are they saying bachelor degree? Because that was one thing that was discussed.
I think it still says bachelor's degree.
Because that may change, right? That some
Yeah.
universities are talking about changing bachelor degree from 120 to something different. So that allows more flexibility.
Right, it does say bachelor.
Bachelor's, yeah.
And you mentioned it's CPA firm, not private CFO, CPA? Any
For
CPA?
1 year, 1 year, so the 2 years can be under a.
Well, okay, so the 1 year does have to be under a public.
Public accounting firm.
Okay.
Good news for you.
Well, you gotta get some staff, right? You gotta work 1 year.
So that's, like I said, as far as a board, we are supporting that position.
So just, I would just make a motion that, because I think you've already appointed people to do the legislative part, right? As a board, you have your designees who will then testify and
Recommendations, yes.
whatnot, right? If it needs a hearing and somebody wants to hear from the board.
So can we take this to executive session again, just so we can discuss the legal ramifications of what
Can I have
we're
a
doing with
motion?
it? So I'll move to make this discussion to executive session to discuss legal parts of the pig.
Wendell, second that.
Okay, take a vote to move back into executive session to discuss this agenda item on the permitted interaction. Wendell Lee,
Aye.
Alex Smith,
Yes.
Chris Lee,
Yes.
John Arbos.
Yes.
Gary Miyashiro, yes. Robert Kawahara.
Yes.
Zach Johnson.
Yes.
Okay, let's move into executive session.
We're good.
Okay, we're back. We're on agenda item number 7, permitted interaction group, reports to the board. As far as any motion related to the pig,
So this is John. I'll make a motion related to the permitted interaction group investigation for the reduction of the educational credits. The board recommends an alternative pathway with the reduction of those credits. For sure. And our understanding and hope is that there is legislation soon.
Wendell, I second. Moved and seconded. I'll take a vote. Wendell Lee. Smith.
Yes.
Yes. John Arbos.
Yes.
Gary Miyashiro, yes. Robert Karahara.
Yes.
Zach Johnson.
Yes.
Carried. All right, agenda item number 8, just misses our next meeting. It'll be March 14th. Same please. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.